Starting your own practice is hard for many chiropractors. It's riddled with both struggles and successes. But here at the Chiropractic Philanthropist, we make it easy by having chiropreneurs and entrepreneurs share their struggles and lessons learned in life and business so that you don't have to make the same mistakes. And now here's your host, Dr. Ed Osborne.
Chirothin is more than just weight loss. It fits perfectly into the chiropractic paradigm of health. If you are wanting your patients to experience maximum benefits of chiropractic, longer stabilization, and a reduction in their physical, chemical, and emotional stress, weight loss and Chirothin is what you are looking for. As an added benefit, it can add hundreds of thousands of dollars and a ton of chiropractic patients to your office. To get more information or to test Chirothin in your office today, go to chirothin.com and click on the pricing tab.
All right, TCP listeners and viewers, I got an incredible guest, and our guest today is Dr. Adam Del Torto. Doc, how you doing today?
Doing great, thanks, Doc.
All right. I would tell you, scheduling and stuff today has been insane, but I'm excited for this like conversation because I want to learn more about what you're doing. But first of all, I want to learn more just about who you are. So tell us about who you are as a doc, who you are as a leader in the profession today, and then we'll roll into some other questions I have for you.
You know, that's such a great question because oftentimes when I'm out and about, people ask me, like, what do you do for a living? And my response is oftentimes, well, I'm a chiropractor, but chiropractic is not what I do. Chiropractic is who I am. And they take a step back, you know, and it's like, you know, it's chiropractic is defines who I am. It's not what I do for a living. And oftentimes people, I say that we're like the O doc. People go, oh, you know, when you say you're a chiropractor, that's kind of the response that we get is like, oh. But you know, it's a passion that I live and that I exude, and that this is kind of the that defines who I am as a person. You know, I had a very positive experience with chiropractic early on. I wasn't like a phenomenal athlete in high school or anything, but I did. I mean, I wrestled, played football, played baseball, and my mother, after a football injury, instead of taking me to the hospital, took me to a chiropractor, and just was so amazed by this individual and his ability to heal me with nothing more than his hands. And I just remember just being just so amazed by this doctor that I just wanted to be just like him from that point forward. So at the age of 17, I knew that that's what I was going to be, was a chiropractor. And I never wavered. You know, I went to high school. I went to a college that would assure that I would get accepted into chiropractic college. And at the ripe old age of 24 years old, I graduated a doctor of chiropractic. And that's who I am, Doc. That's who I am. It defines who I am. Oh, I lost your audio, Doc.
Sorry, I turned it off for a sec while I was typing in some things. Okay, so we'd love to talk like chiropractors. We love memes. We love quotes. We throw this stuff all over social media. What are some words of meaning, positive, affirmation, something that you would like to drop on doctors today?
You know, I mean, a lot of us have struggled through our journeys in life, and we've not always made the right decisions. But the thing that I would like to tell every doctor out there is that you can't change the beginning. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are right now and dictate the ending. So it's from this point forward. You know, there was an old saying by Jim Parker that I used to love, and it was that the past is predestined, the future you control. So everything that happened from this point back was meant to be that way. And from this point forward, you have full control over it. Present time consciousness, and dictate your future, because you are the captain of your ship, and you can navigate it in any direction you want. You know, that's the beauty of being a chiropractor, is that we have unlimited choices and we have unlimited earning ability. You know, how hard do you want to work? Fred Schofield is basically said there is no plan B, there's only plan A. And if you have a passion for chiropractic, if you are not afraid to step out of your comfort zone and explain chiropractic to people with just enthusiasm and fire, and you have a strong work ethic, you will be a successful chiropractor. You put those two in combination together and you are unstoppable, because chiropractic is the greatest gift to mankind that was ever created.
So, I mean, I gotta tell you, you have a lot of I had a chance to meet you actually. I think we've met a couple times now, 2 times. We met in Vegas, and then we had the chance to meet in
at CalJam.
At CalJam, and I mean, yeah, I gotta tell you, I mean, like you have a ton of energy, a ton of passion for the profession, and has it always been that way? I mean, was there ever a time where I said, like, before we started this, I'm like, we're gonna probably talk about the shit sandwich that we all eat, right? So, is there ever a time where you had a struggle, whether it's, in business, in practice, and what was the struggle? And then what did you learn from that? And how do you apply that to your business and life today?
I was fortunate enough to be in practice back in the 80s when everything was like work comp was a blank check. And so I had kind of lost my way with chiropractic. I mean, I was thought chiropractic was all about insurance billing and work comp report writing. And then when that dried up, I was left kind of without a paycheck. It went from being, wow, I mean, here's this unlimited source of income to now it forced me to get back to my roots of chiropractic, to get back and fall in love with chiropractic again. And it's not hard to do so because, I do have that deep-seated passion, that desire to love and serve humanity. But for a while there, it was just too easy not to have to walk that path. It was just back in the 80s, like I said, anybody that practiced back in the 80s, the work comp system was very good to us. And I didn't preach the word of chiropractic. I didn't catch fire. I didn't get out there and just exude that passion that I know that I have deep inside of me, because it wasn't necessary. So when that whole system changed, I found myself, my income dropped significantly. And I was used to a certain lifestyle, and all of a sudden that was taken away from me. And I went into a little bit of a slump and thinking that, wow, maybe I should be doing something else for a living here. And then all of a sudden I started going to Parker seminars and listening to my favorite people, Sid Williams, Reggie Gold, Jim Parker, Jim Zigafus, Fred Barge, all the old time greats. And it made me catch fire and realize that it was time to get back to my roots and delve back into what chiropractic originally was. And once I caught fire, there's an old saying, you catch fire, people love to watch you burn. And then you explain chiropractic the way we understand it. And it makes so much sense that people just want that for them, their families, and their friends. And especially if you have that passion that drives you, because even if you're not the best adjuster in the world, just that passion and that love and that excitement and enthusiasm makes them feel better just because you're part of their day, and I think that's very true about chiropractors, because, not all of us have the same level of adjusting skills. There's different levels out there. Some people are very high level adjusters, but they don't have the passion. Then there's other doctors who are not really that good of adjusters, but they're so passionate about what they do that just their energy makes the patient feel better because they spent time with them during that day, whatever 2-3 minutes that they spent. So I don't know if that was a long-winded answer, but yeah, there was a time, Doc, when I had to reinvent myself and rediscover my passion for chiropractic.
It's really interesting. I remember, because I schooled in California, and I remember when there was, maybe it was after the insurance changes and things like that. And there was a lot of struggle with docs, where some docs lost their practice overnight, but a lot of doctors, when that happened, they actually found their passion too. So it was, I remember those there. Maybe that's because I'm 48 now. And,
Oh, you're such a young guy.
I'm dating myself for how long I've been doing this. So I want to talk about something that's actually like really exciting that you're working on right now. And actually, I'm really honored to be part of this too. And I keep looking at the lineup of all the people that you have that's coming out to Reno to Chiropractic Rocks, and I'm like, wow, this is an intense amount of people and event. Like I haven't seen a lineup like this forever. So tell me, what was the impetus? Why create Chiropractic Rocks? What was the story behind that?
You know, I'm going to try to make it a short version of a long story, but, you know, I was lecturing in Germany, and I was teaching my balloon technique, the cranial facial release. And, you know, I had about 25 doctors that had signed up for the seminar. So I went around and introduced myself to each of them. And I was like, you know, and how you doing? Where'd you go to school? And they go, oh, I took a weekend seminar in chiropractic last weekend. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I go, but where did you go to school? And they go, no, I took this seminar last weekend. And I was like, wait a minute, that's the extent of your schooling? And they were like, yeah, but in Germany, that defines them as a chiropractor. And I was like, oh, hell no.
Wow.
You're not eligible to sit for this seminar. And they're like, no, I'm a chiropractor in Germany. And there was probably about 5 of the 25 doctors, quote doctors, that were in that seminar that were that weekend seminar guy. And I actually very graciously told them that, you know, I can't teach you this technique. And, you know, the other doctors were standing there watching me. I was handing back 2,000 euros out of my pocket to like 5 different doctors, which is about $13,000. And I did that in about 15 minutes. And all these other guys are just sitting there with their mouths open going, wow, who is this guy? And so at the break, one of the other doctors came up to me. He was like, wow, man, that was a pretty amazing. I've never seen anybody just hand $13,000 back in 15 minutes. I was like, brother, you don't understand. We got to keep this profession pure. We got to protect the future of chiropractic, and we can't have it be watered down by these individuals who are not trained to be chiropractors. They have no philosophy. They have no formal training, and they could really give chiropractic a negative image. And it could go south really quick. I mean, and he goes, yeah, I've been thinking about that too. I go, well, what do we do? And right there and then, this doctor and I decided to try to influence the future of chiropractic in Europe. And so we came up with Chiropractic Rocks, and him and I were going to do this together. And, you know, things happened, one thing after another, and he kind of bowed out. And I was like, wow, I don't know anybody in Europe. I really can't. I can't pull this off without, you know, in Europe anyway. So I was flying home from New York where my parents live, and I was really bothered by this because I was already had ignited this passion inside of me to do this. And the guy kitty corner from me across the aisle was reading a Southwest magazine. He flipped the page, and it said Reno, and it had a picture of a guy skiing with Lake Tahoe in the back. And I'm like, Reno, you know what? I'm just gonna carry this torch forward and do it myself. And don't let me kid you, I'm not doing this myself. I have an awesome team behind me. Dr. Teresa Sines, Tara Griswold. I've got an awesome social media team with Matt Miller and Derek Fortin. So and Evan Glickman. I've got some amazing people behind me, but it just took off, you know. And I reached out to some of my long lost friends, you know, some of the top leaders of our profession. And they all said, yes, I would love to speak for you. And I was overwhelmed. I mean, just the fact that these guys would come to bat for me like that. And, you know, Sean Dill, I was like, Sean, I'm just so overwhelmed that this caliber of speaker would come to speak for me all on one stage. And he goes, you know why, Adam, is because you always show up. Everywhere we go, you're there. I mean, you're at the Wave, you're at Lyceum. You're at Cal Jam. You're at the CCA convention. Everywhere there's a convention. Excuse me. And most of the time, it's not for personal gain. It's just to be there to support chiropractic. And I never thought of it that way. It's only because I do have this deep-seated passion for chiropractic and for what we do. And I guess people took notice. And that's, you know, I think that's why I was able to attract this caliber of speaker. because they know that I'm genuine. They know I'm sincere, and they know I'm pure chiropractic. I'm in it for the long game, Doc. I'm in it for the highest good of chiropractic.
I got to tell you, I got to acknowledge you, because I appreciate what it takes to put on an event. And I know, like a lot of us will just show up and we'll enjoy the speakers. We'll take the speakers pour into us for the, 3-4 days or 2 days, whatever it is for a live event, but they don't understand. They don't see what happens in the background and how much work and how much promotion and all of those things and that have to take place to get that organized. So I want to just acknowledge you for that. And
thank you.
And part of that acknowledgement is I want to encourage everyone. I've dropped actually the link, if you're watching this on social media on Facebook right now. Actually, I've dropped the link so you can go check out the registration page. I'm going to be there speaking. Check out the list of speakers. I can't even go through all of them. There's just far too many. And I'll also, if you're a listener right now and you're listening on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you're listening from, actually head over to thechiropracticphilanthropist.com. We're going to have a webpage dedicated to our discussion with Dr. Adam today as well. Inside of that, I'm going to drop this video. I'm going to drop the audio again. I'm going to drop the entire transcript of this as well, this entire conversation. And of course, all the links so that you can go and check out Chiropractic Rocks. All right, Doc. So here's what I want to do now. What I want to do is actually take you and put you into our cheesy TCP time machine. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. So plug you in, you got it. All right, so we're going to put you in the TCP time machine. We're going to send you back to a younger version of yourself. Now, this is right after you came out of chiropractic college and you meet that younger version of yourself. You have all the life experience, all the knowledge that you have today. What words of wisdom would you drop on that younger self?
I was fortunate enough to be entering chiropractic at a time when insurance was very favorable. But what I would tell myself is to get back to my roots and just remember what chiropractic is, the thing that makes it so unique and so specialized and so distinct as compared to medicine. And that's that chiropractic has a philosophy, and the philosophy is a sound philosophy. And if you are able to step out of your comfort zone and tell other people the story of chiropractic, I think it was Dennis Perman that said, if every single one of us told one person a day about chiropractic, one new person a day, do you know how exponential that would be and the effect it would have on the world? But back then, I didn't need to catch fire. All I had to do is plug myself into the insurance system. But any new chiropractor coming out of school right now, you want to be successful, don't be afraid to tell people the story of chiropractic, because it makes so much sense. It's such a sound philosophy. It's backed by science. And if you tell it with love and enthusiasm and catch fire while you're doing it, and then you add a strong work ethic on top of that, you will be the most successful chiropractor on the planet. And that's what I would tell myself, because I was successful, but I didn't have to do any of those things back then, because I was living in a town where it was a high work comp area. It was an agricultural community, Lompoc, California, where I grew up. And I was the primary work comp doctor in that town, and it was just too easy for me. So, but once that dried up, I was forced to go back to what chiropractic really is, and it's not neck pain, headaches, and back pain. It's about wellness. It's about a properly functioning nervous system and adaptability of our bodies to heal and organize itself. No matter what the outside adversity is. I always tell people we don't need so much help from the outside as no interference on the inside, and the body is able to heal and adapt. And that sound philosophy is what I would tell these younger chiropractors to convey to their patients. And not all of them are going to buy it either. I mean, it's like, you're not going to bat 1,000, but enough of those people are going to accept that way of thinking to the point where they're going to want chiropractic as a lifestyle, not as a pain relief system. And once you get enough of those people that are following your way of thinking, over time, you'll have the most successful practice, and it won't be stressful either. Because, all these doctors that are out there being urgent care doctors, where all they do is treat people for acute pain. And then once they're out of pain, they don't see them again for another 6 months. I tell people, I'm good at urgent care, but I don't want to be an urgent care doctor. So, chiropractic, this is how chiropractic works. It's all about wellness, not about, being sick or in pain one day of your life. And you say that, in the organized way that I deliver it, and people get it. And I'm telling you, it makes your life so much easier, and you have a stress-free practice, and you just have a very affluent practice also.
Yeah, I would agree. And, it's all about, like, I always used to think it's like about getting dipped, right? So go out, get dipped, go do chiropractic, go to Chiropractic Rocks, get dipped in the philosophy, get dipped in the science, get dipped in the art. Like, you have to get dipped every couple, like for me, it was like at least every 2 or 3 months, because if I didn't, I would start to stray. I would start to drift. Right. And then I would have to go back and kind of I would go to a seminar. I would get around other doctors who are like-minded, who are passionate, and I would get the fire in my belly again. And it was like a chiropractic GPS, you could say, like a compass. So here's what we'll do. I'm going to drop the link again one more time for the Chiropractic Philanthropist. So head over to thechiropracticphilanthropist.com. Again, we'll have a webpage dedicated to our discussion today. We're going to have all the links and any of the resources that Dr. Adam is dropping today. Okay, so final question is just simply a resource. So what is it that you are either reading, listening to, watching, could be videos, something you're learning? What is it that you are immersing yourself in right now that you think every doctor should go out and seek?
Well, I mean, the latest book that I read was Cast to Be Chiropractors by Liam Schubel. It's an amazing book. It's a story with him and his roommate in college, Judd, Dr. Judd, who when they went to, I think, Atlanta Life together. And it just takes you through the journey of what it takes to be successful. I mean, first of all, I'm a big fan of Dr. Schubel. He's one of the most successful chiropractors on the planet. He gets up and speaks, and just pearls of wisdom flow from him. But, in the book, he talks about what it took for him to be successful. And he was living in Peru. He didn't speak a lick of Spanish. And what he did is he took a guitar strap and put a spine on it and strapped it to his back and went door to door throughout the community in Peru. And with his broken Spanish, conveyed the message of chiropractic to every individual that would listen. And now he's got 20 practices in Peru. I mean, I remember David Singer talking about that at one time. It's like, how far out of your comfort zone are you willing to step? If you overhear somebody talking about having headaches and you're sitting in the booth next to them at a restaurant, I mean, what level are you going to do? Are you going to not say anything? Are you going to walk by and say, oh, do you drop this, and pick up your business card and give it back and put it on their table? Or are you going to jump up on your chair and say, I couldn't help but to overhear what you were saying, and I'm a doctor of chiropractic, and I think I can help you. It's like, what level of stepping out of your comfort zone are you willing to do? Because the thing is that those are the people that are successful, the people that are excited about chiropractic, that catch fire, that are willing to share that story. Because you know what, Doc? There's people out there that are dying because they don't know what you and I know. And how would they know unless somebody told them? And give them the option to make that choice in life, to make chiropractic a way of life for them. Because again, it makes so much sense, and we're so medically indoctrinated. I mean, Billy D raised $500,000 for Robert Kennedy Jr. to fight the vaccine fight, and you know what? I stand behind that 100%. But just imagine if we raised $500,000 to promote chiropractic on TV and just spread the word of chiropractic and educate the public about what it is that we do. Because again, most people aren't anti-chiropractic. They just don't, they think they know what chiropractors do, but they really don't unless we explain it to them the way we understand it. And I guarantee you, we would quadruple our numbers if people just heard the story of chiropractic.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting how we can all come together on one subject and consolidate our efforts. And then as a profession, and this is the reason I say this is because the whole purpose behind the Chiropractic Philanthropist podcast is to help us come together and realize that we're more alike than we are different. That's our motto. But we seem to, as a profession, have we like to butt heads, put it that way. So,
well, just to interject, Sean Dill said this one time, because we all have so many different approaches to adjusting. There's so many different techniques out there, and it's okay. It's all about having unity without necessarily having to have uniformity. We got to stand behind a common cause and no more infighting. And that was one of the things I was talking about with Chiropractic Rocks was leave your guns at the door. We're all going to unite under one roof. We have so many different factions coming together. We've got so many different leaders from the ICA, from Life West, from Sherman College, from the FCLB, the CCA. All these different leaders are coming together under one roof, and to unite behind a common cause, which is to promote chiropractic and preserve the future of chiropractic for generations to come.
Beautiful. Yeah. I'm excited. And, I want to just kind of wrap up our session today by basically just, again, acknowledging you and thanking you for what you're doing for the profession and the passion and the drive that you have for the profession as well. And and thank you so much for giving back today. I appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you too, Doc, and thanks for the opportunity. And for those of you that don't know, Chiropractic Rocks is going to be in Reno, March 28th through 30th at the Grand Sierra Hotel. Please go to the website, use promo code Reno25, all capital letters, and you get $25 off the cost of the seminar, which we are donating back to chiropractic to one of the Vitalistic chiropractic schools. And you can get your second ticket for half price right now. So we're excited. We hope all of you can make it. And on Sunday, we're going to put a ski bus out in front of the casino, and we're going up and skiing North Lake Tahoe. So I invite you all to be there. We're excited about it, and I hope to see you there.
Awesome. I'll be there.
I appreciate you, Doc. Thank you very much.
So you've heard the struggles, you've heard the successes, and this episode is done. But there's still so much more to come and so much more to learn. Head on over to the chiropracticphilanthropist.com and sign up for our newsletter, where you'll receive free practice building tips and strategies, including how to market your practice with your very own podcast and so much more. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on the Chiropractic Philanthropist.